UFC Fight Night Taira versus Royval takes place in the Apex in Las Vegas this weekend. Sleeper card. Sleeper card on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a banger. Not many big name fights, but this is great matchups top to bottom. We can expect a lot of entertainment from this fight. I'm excited. You're excited. Let's go predicting. Starting with the early prelims, ending with the main event. Starting with Clayton Carpenter versus Lucas Rocha. Lucas Rocha is 5'3", and in his last fight in the Contender Series, got a very impressive KO with a knee. Very strange situation. It was like a slight level change after his opponent threw a left. He was getting dominated in the first round by the grappling. Carpenter, he could attempt that. I don't see him doing that. I see him keeping it on the feet. But Rocha was chubby. And of course, it was bantamweight. That was the point. It was bantamweight in his thing. This is at flyweight. Both of them are flyweights. Lucas Rocha is definitely a flyweight. He should be, but like I say, it was a chubby bantamweight. Carpenter is a flyweight, 5'6", I think. I see him causing problems to Rocha. Carpenter's proven himself. He is UFC level. Edgar Shirez beat him unanimous decision in his Contender Series. Edgar Shirez is UFC level. We know that. And he's also 1-0 in the UFC. Rocha, I just don't see it. I wouldn't say it was a fluke knee, but it's very hard to replicate that. Obviously, he's a good striker, but I'm not sure if he's the full package for UFC, just for UFC quality. But we'll see. But for now, I'm going with Clayton Carpenter by unanimous decision, and I think that's the safest thing to go with. Moving up the card, Dan Argueta versus Cody Haddon. Cody Haddon's one loss in his professional career is to one Steven Erceg on the regional scene. This was a great fight. Rewatching it, Cody Haddon caused him quite a lot of problems. Obviously, Erceg beat him. Obviously, unanimous decision. But this was a very entertaining fight. Haddon very nearly catching him on many occasions with a three-piece. That would seem to be his main prowess on the feet. His combos were very good, and his ground game was not shabby at all. Just getting up from many of Erceg's takedowns, clearly very strong. Even though he almost got submitted, did very well to fight the hands, got out, and stayed a whole 3 rounds with Steven Erceg. Not bad. I rate Cody Haddon because of that. Dan Argueta not so much. 1-2 with 2 no contests in the UFC. Really, he's just I just can't. I don't rate him. I don't rate him on the feet. I don't rate him on the ground. I think even though he's not been KO'd, I think he's open to it. He is open to be KO'd. He's not really been tested in his earlier career for that, but I think Cody Haddon has the chance to do it, and I think he will do it in this fight. I think we'll see a round two TKO on the end of one of those beautiful 3-piece combos that he does like to dispense in his fights. And I'll go with that. Might be a bit of a reach, but Cody Haddon round 2 TKO. I see it happening. Wait, this is taking okay, never mind. This is taking place at bantamweight. I thought it said flyweight then. Up the card, Chris Barnett versus Junior Taffa. Chris Barnett, 38. To Junior Taffa is junior at 28. How does Chris Barnett have 0.1 meters more reach than him? It's crazy. I don't see Chris Barnett doing a lot in this fight. It was... Let me just look this up. Yeah, against Jake Collier. Got tossed around. Tossed like a salad in the first round. Really poor. Really poor from Chris Barnett, that is. Now listen, if Jake Collier didn't look like he was auditioning for the Whale, Brendan Fraser, maybe he would have got that fight finished. He didn't, went to the second round, and the Whale, played by Brendan Fraser, got toppled by Chris Barnett in a beautiful comeback. But that shouldn't have happened. He should have been put out multiple times in that first round, but he simply couldn't do it. Junior Taffa isn't stupid. We saw that was Chris Barnett. Of course, he's very good at Taekwondo. He's great with the wheel kicks. He's great with all the spinning kicks. He's fancy. In that fight, it shows on the feet, directly just on the feet. He's just a typical low-level heavyweight slugger when it comes to his hands. We saw that. Jake Collier and him just going in, looking for big exchanges. Junior Taffer's not that stupid. He's not stupid. He's a pretty good heavyweight. He's got unlucky with his last two bouts. Rodrigo de Lima stepped up on short notice, got his legs absolutely chewed up. It's what happens. You know, he got TKO'd from there, but that was because he was getting his legs chewed up. That's not going to happen with Chris Barnett. And then Volta Walker, you know, odd situation with the heel hook. Chris Barnett's not going to have... I don't see him pulling out great grappling for this fight. I think Junior Taffer is going to piece up Chris Barnett, keeping it just out of range. He's not going to go in the pocket. He's not stupid. I don't think he's going in the pocket. I think he's tapping. I think he's rocking his head back with jabs. I think he's finding the mark consistently. And I think he does damage with it. I think by the end of round one, you're going to see a clear breaking down of Chris Barnett. I think you're going to see in round two, Chris Barnett really losing it. He's not going to be I predict a round two KO for Junior Taffer. I don't think it's going to be a completely out KO. I think he's going to pile up the pressure against the fence. I think we're going to see something of a round three where he just has to take the knee because of that much pressure and that much damage. I don't see him going stone cold, flat out. But I think Taffer does it. It gets it done with relative ease, and not with ease, but like I say, I definitely see the KO. Moving up the card, that was a lot of waffle. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about. Moving up the card, Themba Gorimbo versus Nico Price. Nico Price is shit. Last win to Alex Morono doesn't even count. He was basically fighting. I'm convinced he body swapped like a 13-year-old girl. He could not throw a punch. That entire fight, Alex Morono looked like he hadn't fought a day in his life. Nico Price was gifted a win because he was given... I think Morono went through a lobotomy before that fight. There's no way he had a full, intact brain during that fight. Something happened. Themba Gorimbo's good. Iffy performance in the last one. Say iffy performance, he won. So how iffy can it be? It was a bit iffy. But he's going to be back to his regular self with this one. Nico Price is being served up to him on a silver platter. Themba Gorimbo mixing the takedown. He's sound on the feet. He will just dominate. When he wants to, just get it to the ground. Hold it there. Themba Gorimbo 30-27 every single day of the week. Feeding him some humble pie. Okay? And that's my prediction. 30-27, Themba Gorimbo. Moving up the card. Jonathan Pearce versus Pat Sabatini. Pearce, he brings it to the ground. If he does that in this fight, he's lost. He's done. He's finished. He has the puncher's chance against Pat Sabatini. Pat Sabatini's hittable. He has been knocked out before, multiple times. Now listen, Pat Sabatini is a jiu-jitsu enjoyer. He does love himself a bit of jiu-jitsu. If Jonathan Pearce wants to keep it on the... Well, he'll have a hard time. Pearce is going to have a hard time keeping it on the feet. Pat Sabatini will shoot takedowns. He'll shoot a lot of takedowns, and often he will succeed, more often than not. Now, I don't think Jonathan Pearce is going to knock him out. I don't think he's the type to. I just don't think he's that good or that powerful on the feet. I think eventually this ends up on the ground. I think Pat Sabatini has... He obviously has the advantage. I think he absolutely gets the sub. I think he gets the sub round two. Sabatini, what can you say? Guys entering jiu-jitsu tournaments left, right and centre and winning. Largely winning, I think. I might be wrong on that. But he's definitely getting subs in the UFC. That's what matters. He's no foreigner to being on the ground. I think he gets this done. Round two, sub. If for some reason he's on his back, if Jonathan Pearce throws gets him on the ground, probably shoots a takedown of his own, I think he can work with that. Maybe throw up a triangle. Maybe throw up an armbar. You never know, but I definitely see Sabatini getting it done by sub. Up the card, CJ Vergara versus Ramazan Temirov. CJ Vergara is... I don't rate him highly. Losses to Tatsuro Taira and Asu Almabayev aren't terrible. Obviously, Tatsuro Taira very good. Almabayev, he's not been, he's been a problem for his small UFC tenure. Can't blame him for them. But the Daniel Lacerda fight does not fill me with confidence going against someone like Ramazan Temirov. Temirov has incredible striking, a great chin. Don't think it'll be an issue there. But he's got great wheel kicks as well. Great kicks, great wheel kicks, and has done a lot of damage in Ryzen. It's a great tool of his. Wheel kicks are not CJ Vergara's friend when you look at the Daniel Lacerda fight, which he won, but that round one, incredible comeback. That round one was absolutely lost. It was a lost cause for CJ Vergara. He should not have won that. Shouldn't have got past the first round. It was really... Can't believe it didn't get finished. Temirov will not have that issue. He's a finisher. He's a slugger. He does hit hard. I think that's something Vergara will not be too familiar with. I think the wheel kick, I think a wheel kick will land. Temirov is very good with them. He throws them very tight. Not a lot of telegraphing. Vergara's just not all that. He's got no ground game. Temirov, that might be the issue with Temirov. No ground game. Vergara doesn't shoot takedowns, doesn't go to the ground. I think this is set up for a Temirov round 1 or 2 KO. I'm going round 1 KO by Temirov, just because it won't go to the ground. I think Temirov is going to be better on the feet by a mile. I think it's going to be obvious. I think he gets the KO for a debut victory in the UFC. Moving up the card, Chidi Njokuani versus Jared Gooden. Njokuani just off a split decision win to Reese McKee. Shouldn't have been split decision. I think it should have been unanimous. It should have been, unanimous. Clear victory. After them 3 losses to Duraev, Gregory Rodriguez, and Oleg Zaychuk. I mean, that's not the worst opponents. That's not the worst to lose to. Oleg Zaychuk was good. I don't rate Duraev. I think Duraev's shit. But Gregory Rodriguez obviously just beat Christian Leroy Duncan. He is good. He is good at welterweight. Jared Gooden though comes back on short notice against Carlston Harris. 7 pounds overweight because it did come on short notice. That must be, that was fine. But he was getting... He could not do anything. I don't care if you don't have a fight camp. If you're 7 pounds overweight, you've got to be able to impose your will. He just couldn't do it. I think it was a 30-27. He had nothing going in that fight. Obviously that got him back into the UFC, so fair play. I don't know how short notice it was, to be honest. So I'll forgive him. I'll forgive him for that one. But a submission win to Wellington Turman doesn't fill me with confidence. I just don't see it. I think Njokuani's on his way back up. I think he's still dangerous. I think Jared Gooden is extremely hittable. Stupidly hittable. And I think Njokuani can tee off here. I think Njokuani can show what he was made of before that 3-loss streak. And I think he can secure his win. I'm saying round 2 TKO. Jared Gooden is just not good. He's just not there. He's just not there against any striker. Any good striker can just destroy him. And he's got, like I say, he's got no ground game to match. So there you have it. Njokuani round 2 TKO. That's what I'm going with. I don't think Jared Gooden stands a chance, but we'll see. Moving up the card, Abdul Razak Al Hassan versus Josh Friend. Josh Friend is shit. Wins to Jamie Pickett and Cedric Dumas are not impressive. They're quite underwhelming, actually. Abdul Razak Al Hassan, despite him almost making Cody Brundage go blind by smacking the back of his head about 12 about 12 times. You know, should have been attempted murder really, but it's fine, I guess. Al Hassan has the KO power. He can KO. He can KO and get KO'd. It's fine. Josh Friend really doesn't have a lot in his game to win. Consistent loser, big loser. Don't rate Josh Friend. The sooner he's out of the UFC, the better. Al Hassan isn't much better, but I do think he's much more likely to spring in there, get a KO. I see Josh Friend being open in the early parts of the round. I'm just going Al Hassan. Al Hassan TKO. Round 2. I didn't want to predict that. That was such a it's an awful fight. Not looking forward to that fight. Didn't really want to predict it either, but you got to. Moving up the card, D-Rod versus Alex Morono. If by some miracle, or if by some way Alex Morono goes out there and I'll take a fluke KO. Okay, a fluke KO wouldn't make me too angry. But if I see Alex Morono for 3 rounds school D-Rod to a decision, to a dominant decision, I'm shitting bricks. I'm shitting bricks and throwing one at the TV. Okay? D-Rod loses to Ian Magado Cherry and Kelvin Gastelum, while Morono loses to Nico Price. That last fight, okay, there's hardly anything that needs to go into this. It's going to be on the feet. It ain't going to the ground more than once, and it's not going to be impactful at all. Until Alex Morono can prove to me that he can count to 10 and backwards, and he's not got learning disabilities in the octagon, then D-Rod absolutely whoops him every single day. 30-27. I see 30-27 written all over this. Alex Morono is very tough. That won't change with the IQ. That won't change with the lobotomy. He is tough. He will take shots. D-Rod sound. That's all this comes down to. How shit Alex Morono looked in that last fight. D-Rod decision, easy. Calling it now. If Morono wins, I'm crashing out. Okay? I am fully crashing out. Up the card, skipping the women fight because I will not be watching it. I do actually need shits during cards. Grant Dawson versus Rafa Garcia. Some might see these as, on paper, somewhat of two faces of the same coin. Two faces of the same coin. Okay? Couldn't be further from the truth. Dawson is a pure grappler. He will grapple till the day he dies. Okay? He'll get a bit of respect on the feet. He goes in for the grappling. Look for the sub. That's what he does. Rafa Garcia is much more conservative with how he uses the takedowns. He much prefers to use it as a method to secure a round, rather than it's a means to an end, rather than the be all end all of a fight like Grant Dawson. Okay, Rafa will spend minutes of a round, because he is good on the feet, outscoring his opponent, finishing it off on top against the cage. Grant Dawson doesn't do that. He will shoot early, and I don't think Rafa Garcia is ready for it. I rate Grant Dawson. I see Grant Dawson shooting in early. Dawson's offensive grappling will not be dealt by Rafa Garcia well. He's not come against anyone like Grant Dawson in his career. No one offensively, he just won't be able to deal with it. Okay, he'll end up on bottom. He will not know what to do. Moment of panic maybe sets in. This is, I do see this. I do see this happening. Moment of panic after them, however many takedowns it might take. I reckon Rafa Garcia shows his back eventually. I reckon it's as simple as that. Getting up, trying to get up fast enough. Grant Dawson capitalizes, latches up the neck. I think that's it. And purely because Garcia's not come up against anyone who offensively grapples like Grant Dawson. Come to me when Grant Dawson has a round 2 submission under his belt against Rafa Garcia. I'll see that. I see that happening. Moving up the card, Brad Tavares versus Jung Young Park. Now the Iron Turtle is winning this, okay? Brad Tavares ain't got shit on the Iron Turtle. Yes, I know. Jung Young Park lost his last fight. It was very sad, split decision. Very sad. Jung Young Park, I'm going to say something crazy right now. Brad Tavares is hittable. Jung Young Park obviously has a lot of submissions under his belt, but he is a stand-up guy. He likes to stand up. Brad Tavares is hittable. He's been cracked. He's been knocked out before. Jung Young Park will expose that and utilize it again on Saturday. I'm telling you this now. The Iron Turtle is knocking out Brad Tavares in round 2. Listen, if all my predictions come true, this might be the greatest card of the year. Okay? The amount of knockouts and subs that I've got predicted. But I see them happening. I think Jung Young Park is he is sound. He is solid on the feet. Obviously, he doesn't go for the knockout a lot, but I see an overhand right coming straight on the dome of Brad Tavares. That's how I see this fight going. I don't think Brad Tavares can really deal with Jung Young Park's grappling. I don't think he'll want to take it there. I think he will want to keep it relatively stood up. He's just a dangerous Jung Young Park. He's a well-rounded guy. He's not the jack of all trades, master of none. But against someone like Brad Tavares, really just isn't. He got none of that. He would not step to him in the grappling. I think his best shot is on the feet. Once, KO'd once. I like them odds. And we'll see how many times has Brad Tavares been knocked out. 5 and recent. 2 in 1 year. I like these odds. I gave it was Gregory Rodriguez, obviously very good. Bruno Silva. Man. He's got a chance. Round 2. Iron Turtle takes it. TKO. Moving up the card to the main event. Brandon Royval versus Tatsuro Taira. Right. My emperor. My emperor. My new emperor of Japan, without a doubt, will take this. Okay? I'm Taira all the way. I'm a heavy believer in Taira as a future flyweight GOAT. He will be one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT. And I will tell you why. He's not just a one-trick pony. He's not just a one-trick pony, though. That is what he can finish every fight with, is his immense grappling. He's great on the feet. He is sound on the feet. He can stand up to people. Great with the takedowns, double legs, clinches. The tie clinch is dangerous, constantly dangerous. He matches the frame of Royval, which is good. He's a bit more lanky, I say, but he's not even taller. But he can absolutely hang there with Royval, and it might seem absurd to say. Could he be on the level of Brandon Moreno, in anything like striking? I don't think he's on the level, but I think he can hang with him. Okay? Tatsuro Taira has the most elite grappling in the flyweight division. That's not anything controversial. When Pantoja is considered to have good grappling, when he, I'm trying to think if he had a single submission attempt against Erceg. I don't think he did. Taira's levels above. Taira is levels above. Royval, obviously, I don't even think punches chance. I really am high. I'm high on Taira right now. He gets the belt after this. Bring it, Royval. Royval doesn't stand a chance. The grappling is just not. He's just nowhere on the level. The submission game is not on the level of Taira. We're going to see Royval. I'm thinking of a round three submission. It's going to go to the ground in both rounds. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be bits of stand-up, bits of trades. No, Taira's not going to be rocked. Royval's not going to be rocked. Taira shoots in third round. It's game over from there. I think he one way or the other, he finds the neck, he gets the choke, and it's onto the title fight. God, there was a very rushed. There was research in that video, but I must admit it was quite rushed. I'm gonna get to bed now, and we'll see in about 4 days that these picks are 100% right, 100% pinpoint accuracy. Either way, take care. Bye bye.